time. Oh, I forgot my mask. There's no one around. I don't need it right now. It's so good to see you all. I've been missing you a bunch, but I hope you're having a really great summer. We have all sorts of fun things to do here in Middlebury. It's nice that the creamy stand's open and all the walking trails are there. I've seen a lot of friends out on their bikes. All sorts of fun things to do in the summertime. I hope you're getting out and enjoying yourself. I've been having a lot of fun going all around on walks and bikes and playing with my kids. We had a lot of fun this morning making one of the crafts from the library. So remember, if you haven't had a chance to swing by the library yet, have your grown-up come on over and pick up a craft bag for you. We have crafts for preschool and elementary school and middle school, and even the grown-ups get their own craft. Have them swing by during garden pickup and we'll hook you guys up with all sorts of fun things to do. In the meantime, today we're here for story time. A fun fairy tale story time, right you guys? Yeah. Well, we talked about last week how 3 is a magic number, especially for folk tales and fairy tales, that the number 3 shows up in a lot of different stories in a lot of different ways. So let's get our fairy tale magic started by working a little magic rhyme. Do you remember how this goes? I'm going to ask you for a number and you give it to me. Shout it out nice and loud and hold up your fingers to go with it. Okay? Yeah? All right. Give me a 1.
1.
You got your 1, you got your 1. Give me a 2.
2.
You got your 2, you got your 2. Give me a 3.
3.
You got your 3, you got your 3. Put them all together, and what have you got? 1, 2, 3. Clothing in bed. I know exactly what story this is. Come on, let's go back to the library and I'll tell it to you. Shh. Somehow I ended up with the granny nightcap. I'm really glad we didn't wake up that wolf. Do you guys know what story has a wolf that dresses up in Grandma's nightgown? Little Red Riding Hood. Are you ready to hear a story? Yeah? This version's by Jerry Pinkney. He draws amazing illustrations. I love to read his adaptations of folk tales and fairy tales, but there are a lot of different versions of Little Red Riding Hood. The one I'm going to tell you is based off of one of the oldest written down versions, one of the Grimm stories. Brothers Grimm, who wrote down these stories. I'll give you a heads up. It might get a little tense in the middle. But if you hold on all the way to the end, I think you'll be okay. Ready? Let's do it. There once was a little girl who was loved by everyone who knew her, but most especially by her grandmother, who sewed her a beautiful red velvet cloak that she wore every single day. And so, she became known as Little Red Riding Hood. One day, Little Red's mother called her to the kitchen. Your grandmother is feeling ill. I'm putting together this basket of food and drinks and medicine to help her feel better. Now please, take this basket and bring it to Grammy all the way at the end of the forest path. Okay, Mom, get it! And off Little Red Riding Hood skipped. Little Red, don't forget, stay on the forest path and don't talk to strangers. All right, Mom. Little Red skipped off down the path, happily on her way to see Grandma. But Little Red wasn't the only creature on that forest path that day. Before long, she came across the wolf. Now, Little Red had never met a wolf before, so she didn't know that she should be cautious. Hello, little lady. Where are you off to today with that delicious smelling basket? I'm on my way to Grandma's house. She's not feeling well, so Mom is sending me with all this food and drink and medicine to help her feel better. Ho ho, sick Grandma, you say? Well, you know what always makes me feel better when I'm not feeling well is flowers. A beautiful bouquet of flowers would be just the thing for a bed-bound grandma to look at and help her feel better. That's such a good idea! Yes! I should pick some flowers. Do you know where there are any good flowers to pick? Why, yes, it just so happens. Go right over that hill and you'll find a beautiful meadow of flowers just waiting to be picked. Thanks! Little Red stepped off the path and went to pick some flowers for Grandma. As soon as she was out of sight over the hill, Wolf took off down the path as fast as he could right to Grandma's house, where he on her door. Who is it? Said Grandma, who was really feeling quite poorly. It's I, Little Red Riding Hood. I'm here with some food and medicine to make you feel better. The wolf was being very tricky. Oh, darling girl, come in, come in. And so the wolf opened the door, walked into the house, and gobbled up Grandma in one big bite. But the wolf was still hungry. Grandma was so old and sick, she had barely made a big mouthful. You know what that wolf did? The wolf decided maybe he could have a little girl for dessert. So he grabbed Grandma's nightgown and he grabbed Grandma's cap. Put him on, he pulled that cap all the way down as far as he could. Pulled the blankets in Grandma's bed all the way up to his chin. And he waited. Before too long, there was another on the door. Who is it? Cried the wolf. It is I, Little Red Riding Hood, here with food and medicine and flowers to help you feel better. Come in, little one, come in. And so Little Red Riding Hood opened the door and stopped. Grandma. What big hands you have.
Oh, all the better to sew things for you, my dear. Come closer.
Little Red Riding Hood stepped a little bit closer. Why, Grandma, what big eyes you have.
Wow. All the better to see you with, my dear. Come closer.
And so Little Red Riding Hood stepped a little bit closer. Why, Grandma, what big teeth you have. Wow.
All the better to eat you with, my dear.
And the wolf gobbled up Little Red Riding Hood in one big bite. And after that, the wolf was feeling very, very full. Alright, he was already in this nice cozy bed, wearing Grandma's nice cozy PJs. It's a perfect place. I'll just take a little nap. That wolf snored so loud that a woodsman passing by outside the door heard her. That doesn't sound like Grandma. The woodsman knew to be worried about wolves, and he saw all the prints outside Grandma's house, so he snuck up to the door, pushed it open, and there was the wolf in Grandma's bed. And he saw that wolf's great big belly, and he knew exactly what had happened. So he took out his knife and he snuck across the floor and he cut open the wolf's belly, and out jumped Grandma and Little Red Riding Hood. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for helping me. Oh, thank you, Mr. Woodsman. Thank you so much. After that, the woodsman prepped and skinned the wolf. He took the wolf skin home. It kept him warm all winter. Grandma made a delicious soup for her and Little Red Riding Hood to share. And when it was time for Little Red Riding Hood to head home, she made sure to stay on the path and not talk to strangers. The end. What do you guys think of that story? It's a little bit tense in the middle, right? When the wolf gobbles Grandma and gobbles Little Red Riding Hood. Does he gobble up the woodsman? No. The woodsman saves Grandma and Little Red Riding Hood, right? I'm glad they made it through to the end. Okay. If you want to read some other versions of Little Red Riding Hood, there are a ton here at the library. You can have your grown-ups put a hold on one for you, or send me an email and I'll help pull one off the shelf and get it to you. There are lots and lots of great folk tales and fairy tales to read. If you haven't made it down to the Marble Works yet, you should definitely go check out the 3 Billy Goats Buenos set up as a story walk by the waterfall. Next week, we'll be switching up the story. So this is your last chance to get over there and read the 3 Billy Goats Buenos. Next week, there'll be something new. And next week, we'll have a new story to tell together. Let's say our goodbyes, and then I'll see you later. Ready? Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye, my friends, goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Bye, guys. See you later.